this is Dr. Live with New Insight, and thank you for joining me in another video. The title of today's video is Feelings of Loneliness During Your Personal Growth Journey. I often hear people say that it seems as though when they start healing and growing, their social circle becomes smaller and their journey feels lonely. Let's discuss why this is and what to do about it. When you're going with the flow, doing what others want, always agreeable, available, accommodating, overcompensating, people-pleasing, passive, allowing others to take the lead or have their way, or when you're the person who's always being the doer and fixer, many people will gravitate towards you. Some with good intentions and others with more sinister intentions to use and manipulate you. Those with good intentions learn that you're loyal, loving, reliable, trustworthy, fun to be around, mature, and that you seem to be like-minded and have things in common with them, which makes them feel comfortable and accepted. However, the moment you start to switch up or do things differently, not only do you change, but it changes the nature of the relationship dynamic you have with other people. And they may or may not like or accept this. Even if the change is for your benefit, people typically don't like change because it disrupts what they're comfortable and familiar with. And some will even minimize your change or try to make you feel as though the change is wrong or unnecessary. And many people especially don't like change when they're not getting what they want. Many may feel threatened by your change because they think that you won't like or accept them anymore and that you're outgrowing them. They've assigned a negative connotation or meaning to change, just as many do with setting boundaries. Your change may also highlight areas they need to change, yet don't want to for whatever reason, such as having low self-esteem, low self-confidence, laziness, procrastination, stubbornness, or ego, and not wanting to take accountability. And therefore, when they see you changing and growing, this makes them feel uncomfortable, and many may withdraw from you and even resent you. And even those who are happy for you and cheering you on, they may still feel insecure or threatened by your change. Also, when you start learning, forming new habits, healing, and growing, this changes your mindset, and you start to think, process, and perceive people and situations from a different lens. You also have new knowledge, insight, and perspective, and therefore people and things that once appealed to you or interested you may not any longer. And this is okay. You're not wrong for growing. For example, you may not like certain habits, behaviors, and activities anymore because you're thinking on a different level. You've elevated, you're more enlightened, and you're not just thinking about superficial things like fun and immediate gratification, but you're also thinking about meaning and purpose, your goals, and how you show up in the world. You've come to a different realization about things, and you want to make decisions that align with your morals, values, and purpose. You don't want to just exist. You want to rise and reach your highest potential. And it's not about judgment of other people and how they decide to live their lives, nor is it about thinking you're more than anyone else. It's about elevating, progressing, reinventing, rediscovering, and becoming your best self. And therefore, when you do so, you may lose some relationships and gain new ones. And when you're on this growth journey, the feelings of loneliness is often part of the process. I like to call it the growing pains. And sometimes it's necessary for you to be in a season of silence so that you can tune out the noise of the world, self-reflect, and take in new knowledge, meditate, pray, and really allow yourself to transform. And this doesn't mean that you have to live as a hermit or that you don't desire relationships with other people. It just means you may not be as available and accessible as you once were for a while. This is a part of healing and transformation. So what do you do about the loneliness or difficult times? Here are 4 main tips. Number 1, identify and write down all of the benefits of self-growth, including why it's important to you, why it's necessary, and what you want to gain by doing so. Keep this list in the forefront of your mind so that anytime anxious, doubtful, or negative thoughts arise, you can make a mental shift to affirming thoughts by reciting your benefits and motivation for change. Number 2, remove and or reframe any negative connotations you have associated with self-growth, setting boundaries, and making positive changes. Give these terms new meaning by changing them from negative to positive. Number 3, be honest and assertive. Initiate a mature conversation with people to let them know that you're striving to make positive changes in your life. You're working on things. You're on a self-growth journey, and you'll be doing some things differently. And it's not to get their permission or approval. It's just to let them know out of love, respect, or value for the relationship you have with them that they will see some changes. Some they may like and some they may not like. But you're doing what you need to do for you. And number 4, challenge yourself by setting realistic and attainable goals associated with your self-growth journey so that you have something positive and constructive to devote your time, energy, and effort into. And understand that you are not responsible for how other people will think, feel, and respond to your change and growth. Of course, you hope that they respond with acceptance and understanding. However, if they do not, this is not an indication that you need to stop your healing or growth journey. So the loneliness and self-doubt you experience during your growth journey, healing journey, or season of silence is natural and normal. And although it may be difficult and uncomfortable, it is a necessary part of the transformation. And typically, what feels like a loss during this time will actually prove to be a gain as you progress. So stand firm and be tenacious. Be patient with yourself, be consistent in your efforts, and keep a growth mindset to be receptive to living your life forward.